Hey everyone, it's Jessica and I'm back with another video for the Not Just for Boys Kit Club design team. Today I'm using the Burnished Limitless kit, and I have already chosen one of the pattern papers in this kit and cut out my cut file, which is the Gears background cut file by Pear Tree Cut Files. And I've chosen another cut file by Not Just for Boys, which is the Enjoy Life title that I'm going to use on this. But I'm going to change the color of it a bit. It's white right now, and I'm going to make it black and probably do some heat embossing, so that'll be cool. And then here I have just used one of the round embellishments to actually draw on my white piece and round these corners just to give it something just a little bit different. I'm used to putting borders on my pages, but a lot of times they're just square, so I thought I would do something a little bit different on this one, and I made some rounded edges instead. Then I'm just distressing all of these edges with my close to my heart edge distresser real quick. Then after that's done, I'm going to pop this back down on my blue piece here. I'm actually going to cut the middle out of that blue so that I can save that for another layout, because it's just going to be underneath my white and you won't see it, so I don't want to waste all of that pretty paper. So I'm just going to cut the middle of it out and save it for another one. So I just did that by getting out my cutting mat and my X-Acto knife and just trimming that out. So here I am using some of the little photo corners that go with the kit, and I'm just placing all of those corners on my photo, which I've already matted with some smooth white cardstock, and then these are just some silver photo corners that I'm popping on. So keeping with this grungy feel of this layout, I have a few embellishments here that I've already pulled out that are circle design. I'm going to pop them kind of inside some of those gears and just kind of enhance the cut files that I've used, and yeah, kind of go from there. So I'm pulling out the smaller paper pad here. I'm just going to mat my photo a couple more times with this sheet of paper. So I'm choosing the blue and then the brown behind it, just to bring out again the colors in that background cut file and the paper on the outside. So I've just matted it a couple times. I'm popping that back down onto my page. And then my cut file here, it just says Enjoy Life. That's one of the previous cut files that we had. I don't know if it came in this month's kit or not. I'll have to check, because I might have had it sitting here already. I'll have to look and see when I actually got that one. But I am actually going to make it black. So I'm just using my blending brush with my black soot distress oxide. And because oxides are actually reactant to water, and I think the inks do too, but they both react a little bit differently. I am going to flick some water onto this with my paintbrush here and just create some white splatters, because when I dry this up with my paper towel, anywhere where that water had hit will kind of make white splotches in that black. So it'll create kind of like a powdered metal type of effect, or gunmetal, I think it's called. So it'll just make a really neat effect in that and make it kind of look like that. So then I'm just taking some embossing powder. I've used my Ranger ink. It's kind of like a dauber, and it has the embossing ink that you need to react to the powder. So I've placed that down, and then I put my powder on there and heated it up with my heat gun, and out came that very, very pretty, shimmery, shiny cut file. So it looks really cool now, and I absolutely love it. And I am just going to continue this layout by first pulling out my little dot for my J that was in that envelope that I completely forgot about. So there is that little dot that I had to redo and make it black to match. I'm going to set it aside, but I do lose it in this whole entire video, and then I end up grabbing it close to the end and putting it on, because I misplaced it underneath all the embellishments for a while here. And sorry about my light that's showing up on this glass mat. It's a glare, but if I didn't have that light beside me, it's really dark in this corner of the room in the evenings whenever I work in my craft room. So I'm trying different lighting and things in there, trying to get some more brightness. And the weather hasn't been great lately either, so that doesn't help if I'm crafting during the day, like on the weekends. So here I'm just going to adhere down my cut file with some Nuvo glue, which you can grab from our shop. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick that down. I've added some splatters to my background in a couple of the Nuvo Mica Mists that came. One of them came in this kit, and then another one came in a previous month kit. And I was going to add this little motorcycle here because my parents there are riding on a little mini bike. But in the end of this layout, I do swap that bike out because there's a better one that I like more that kind of matches this layout in the embellishment pack here. But I completely forgot that it was in this pack, so I grabbed that one from a different previous kit that we had, and I slapped it on my layout. And then as I'm going through the embellishment pack here, I realized, hey, there's a better bike in this pack that I can use. So I didn't even need to pull out that other pack that I had. And then these little labels, these came in the kit as well. They are super cute. I really like them. They are just kind of something you can tuck in your layout like I'm doing as an embellishment, or you could use them for functional purposes and write on them, but I'm just tucking them in behind my photo just to add a couple more layers and a little area of interest. So I'm not going to write anything on them, I'm just going to tuck them in behind my photo. So then I'm just going to continue embellishing this. I'm going to add some little bits here and there. This photo here is of my mom and dad. It's kind of funny because when they first met, they were both in high school, and they met at a picnic, a local picnic, and they went to different schools, so they didn't see each other at school, and they didn't know each other at school because they didn't go to the same school. So my mom had a mini bike just like this, and she would actually sneak out of the house and drive her little mini bike to my dad's house to go see him all the time. And I just think it's so sweet that her parents had no idea that she was doing this or driving that far with her little mini bike, because they probably would have been mad and wouldn't have let her do it. But I just think it's hilarious that that they did that, and they're married now and have been for a long time. So I just think it's super sweet, and they both have these little mini bikes now, so it's really cute. So I'm just pulling out a lot of different things from the embellishment packs that come with this kit, and I'm just placing them around my cut file, kind of creating little clusters and things. I want to focus on my photo here, and I'm going to tuck this clock right here. I absolutely love that. I think it's super cute, and I'm going to put that little toolbox in there. This little license plate, I do move it around and I settle down here by the cut file itself. I think it looks a little bit better than there and leaves that area a little bit more open. And then I close it back up by putting something else there. So I'm kind of a cluster scrapper. I like to group things together and make little clusters all over my layouts. So that's what I'm doing in this one, and just going to tuck my tags in there and adhere those down, and then adhere the rest of the stuff down on my layout. I kind of was deciding putting that behind or in front of my photo, and then I just decided to put it in front. I really don't know what takes me so long to do this layout. I don't know, I was piddling around a lot with this one and just kind of being very slow. I mean, even this video's, I think, 11 minutes and something long. Usually my videos aren't that long, but I mean that's pretty standard, but usually they're more around like 9 minutes or so. But yeah, I don't know. I had the TV on and I had a movie on, so I think I kept getting distracted by watching a movie. So do you guys do you watch TV whenever you scrap? Do you listen to music when you scrap? Usually I listen to music, and that seems to keep me pretty well on track. But for some reason I had a movie on that I really wanted to watch, but I've seen it many times before and I always watch it, and yeah, I don't know, I was very distracted by it, and I think that's why I'm just piddling around so much in this video. So I'm just kind of attaching all of the other elements here. Again, I'm using that Nuvo glue. I'm using some of my 3D foam tape in the jumbo roll from ThermoWeb. I'm on their design team as well, and then I'm using my ATG gun for my tape runner. So just a few different adhesives today, popping a couple things up for some dimension, and just making this a super fun and happy layout, just like my mom and dad are. And yeah, just keeping this a super easy one. I say super easy, but I think it's easy. I mean, for me, I just cut the cut file on my Cricut, And that did most of the work for me, so that was my whole background. I didn't really have to do too much to it. And then all I do is pretty much embellish it. So to me, that's a pretty easy layout, and I think it's an easy one for someone to copy, but maybe if you look at it, it might not look that easy to copy. But yeah, feel free to scrap lift this if you like it and you want one for your book. You can feel free to scrap lift any of my layouts anytime. And yeah, this is just a super fun one. I'm gonna add some stitching on this, just some hand stitching. I'm gonna poke some holes here and then just run my thread through and make sure I tape it on the back side so that it stays on there. And I'm actually just using some black, but the thread that is around my photo that you see there is actually the thread that my kit was wrapped up in. So I like to repurpose and reuse things when I can. And here's the finished layout. So I will link the kit below for you guys so you can grab it from the shop if you want it. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and hope you stop back for more. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.